So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. It's been exactly 3 months now since self-confessed killer Benjamin Best, aka Killer Boy, allegedly murdered his girlfriend Augusta. 26-year-old Benjamin Best was in a wild high-end romance with his 21-year-old influencer late ex-girlfriend Augusta. They will take vacations abroad, go clubbing, partying, shopping, you know, that kind of life on the fast lane. That was the kind of relationship that Killer Boy had with Augusta. Now, before we dive into today's updates, in the interest of those that do not know this case or those that need some refresher, let me insert a bit of a clip from an earlier video that I have done covering this case. When Augusta was only 19, she met and started dating Killer Boy, and it was a dream come true for her. He exposed her to the luxurious side of life, constantly taking vacations abroad. He spoiled her with expensive gifts, fine wine, designer clothes. They were living the fast life. So on this fateful day, the 12th of July, 2023 precisely, Augusta'S family hadn't heard from her in days. They had tried calling her, tried contacting her, tried reaching her, to no avail. So her mother had to reach out to her friend, who in turn directed her to check up on Augusta at Killer Boy's house. When she got there, the gate was locked. She knocked and banged and called out, and nobody was answering. Her mom had to immediately alert the police on her daughter's disappearance. With the order of the DPO, men of the Nigerian police force immediately stormed the apartment of Killer Boy. After knocking with no response, they had no other choice but to gain access into his house using a ladder through the fence. And when they got in, they were greeted with the decomposing body of Augusta lying lifeless on the floor. Now, according to some sources, they claimed that when Augusta's body was discovered in Killer Boy's house, it was badly mutilated and desecrated. They claimed that some vital organs of her body were taken, were removed, were harvested, suggesting that he perhaps used her for some kind of money-making ritual. And of course, at that point, Killer Boy had fled the scene, disappeared into thin air, nowhere to be found. Few days after this very shocking discovery was made, Benjamin has now taken to social media to confess his crimes. Through his Instagram stories, he had this to say: "Woman was finally the end of you, Benjamin Best. Woman, oh woman, woman has ended me. Woman. I got into an argument with my girlfriend, tagging her. I mistakenly stabbed her and ran away out of fear and have been suicidal since then. I intend to end my life now because I have lost the one I cherish so much. I want to do the right thing and turn myself in. I will gladly die by paying with my life now. I have failed myself, I have failed my mom, I have failed my family. Oh Lord, I cannot believe this. I can't live with this guilt. I am going crazy. And I will say nothing but the truth. I ruined my life at the age of 26. Oh my God, I am going crazy. I want to die." Now, after Augusta'S death was out there in the public, everybody knew of it, with different speculation and assumptions flying here and there, Killer Boy took to his Instagram stories, confessing to the crime, apologizing for what he had done to Augusta, and declaring that he was ready to turn himself in and face the law. But guys, a whole 3 months after Killer Boy took his girlfriend's life, he is still yet to either turn himself in or face the law. Rather, he will take to social media every now and then, lamenting and giving conflicting accounts of what had happened on that particular day. Now, in a sick twist of events, Killer Boy has now taken to social media again to give a very conflicting, a very different account of his earlier confession. Now, I'm going to critically read his posts and give you an analytical perspective of the narrative that he is now trying to push. Let us read his latest posts on social media. After enduring weeks of intense emotions, including trauma and fear, my mind is a bit clear now, even though I chose silence all this while. It seems Killer Boy has started talking to a lawyer. So what he's trying to portray by this first line is that all he said previously was born out of stress, anxiety, delusion, and emotional instability, thereby preparing himself that in the event that this case goes to court, he can refute all that he had earlier said and blame it on trauma. That is the meaning of this first line. Let us go ahead. Now, I have come to realize that setting the record straight might be the best course of action. So in the previous statement, he is trying to say that what he said then was not entirely true, and now he is ready to speak the truth. Originally, my intention was to protect her family and avoid causing further harm, but I find myself unable to continue with that approach any longer. He is trying to say that what he said the first time was not entirely the truth, but he did it in the interest of Augusta and her family, because he loved Augusta and her family. He's trying to build a case. It is obvious that he has spoken to a lawyer that has given him advice that him coming out to confess on social media that he killed her and it was entirely his fault will definitely be detrimental to him in the court of law. Let us go on. He tagged the lady's mother, his ex-girlfriend that he killed. That's Cordelia Okoye. He tagged her. Cordelia has been trying to frame me with different stuff, including claims that I used her for rituals and that her body parts were missing. However, the Nigerian police has carried out an autopsy which has shown that no single body part was cut, neither was any part missing, as it was solely a fight. Good. Now, in the previous confession that Killer Boy made, he was clear that he got in the heat of the moment, in the heat of passion, in the heat of rage, consumed with anger, and that he had killed his girlfriend. But now, he is implying that it was a fight. Do you know what it means for somebody to hurt another person in the course of a fight? There the excuse of self-defense can come to play. This guy is getting smarter by the day, and it takes a lawyer to understand what is going on with this new statement. So he has brought up a new concept of a fight, meaning that he was also being attacked by the late girl. It wasn't unprovoked. There was aggression from her, and he had to protect himself. We're getting there. Cordelia acts like she wants justice for Augusta, but the truth is that you don't want it. Your image and what people will say is more important to you than justice for Augusta. Because if you want justice, you know I've been willing and ready from day one. I have always maintained that I'm ready to cooperate, but only based on the truth and not what you want people to believe. Now, it's pretty clear here. If you are being accused of a crime and you believe that the accusations are false and that you want to own up, you want to give yourself up to the law, you want to surrender yourself, but it has to be based on the truth, why are you still hiding? Why not come, approach the authorities and tell them your own truth? Nobody is going to grab you as you present yourself and execute you immediately. No, you will be availed the opportunity to also state your facts. So why is Killer Boy still in hiding, giving terms and conditions for him to turn himself in? That it has to be based on the truth. So who will tell the truth for you? Are we going to be forced to accept your truths, a truth that you tell on Instagram stories? Is that the right way to tell your own truths? If you have a contrasting state of facts than what is being pushed out there, why don't you come out and let it be known? Let us go on. How can you say you want justice, but have been trying to silence me in private from saying the truth? You want me to turn myself in, but not mention the part you played. Shared liability in law. He is trying to either exculpate himself completely from liability or share the liability, dilute the liability with the late girl's mother. From this statement, the part you played, that means he is trying to infer that it wasn't entirely his fault, that the late girl's mother also had a role to play in her demise. Okay. You want me to turn myself in, but still don't want to say what I saw. Still don't want me to say that secret that Augusta was going to quench me for. I think this is the tip of the iceberg. Or is there more to come? The secret that Augusta was trying to quench me for. Meaning that his girlfriend also had a motive to kill him. Quench is another slang for killing. So he is implying, he is inferring that the late girl wanted to kill him and that it was a matter of either she killed him or he killed her, and he chose to do it first, which is allowed in law. He went on to say, no, it doesn't make sense to me, ma. This cross, we must carry it together. You see what I spoke about, shared liability? But for now, let's keep pretending that I used Augusta for rituals as you want the public to believe. Trying to taint the mother and make her as guilty as he is. I have reached a point where I no longer care about the potential consequences. Then, uncle, why are you running? My mind is made up and the truth must be spoken, no matter how painful it may be. I have nothing to lose again and I'm ready to take my own life at any given time because I don't even want to be here anymore. Uncle, you have been saying this thing for the past 3 months. Where is the progress report on this? I am determined to reveal what truly happened. It pains me to acknowledge that Augusta might still be alive today if it weren't for her mother and actions. Now he has even transcended from part blame to fully blaming the mother of the lady he killed. I firmly believe her mother to be an evil woman, using the facade of a pastor as a cover-up for her evil deeds. Okay, we would like to know whether this claim is on a religious level or if it is directly material to the cause of her daughter's death. Okay, fine, we agree. She's an evil woman, but did that evil directly lead to her daughter's death? That is the question that he needs to ask himself, because he is trying to separate, to remove himself from that situation and blame the girl's mother for what happened. Augusta will still be here today if not for Cordelia Okonye. Augusta might have died by my own hands out of mistake, but she played a huge part in it and was the cause of everything. I don't know how much of the video, the previous video, I'm going to play in this one, but I'm going to leave the link of that previous video in the comment section and maybe pinned in the description box, so you can weigh the first confession from this twist that is going on right here. This boy openly confessed to killing his girlfriend in cold blood, possibly out of anger, and here he is 3 months later blaming the girl's mother for her death, and yet not establishing any direct correlation between the woman's evil and her daughter's death. Now this is the climax of it. He said, Augusta was ready to end my own life after I discovered the biggest secret about she and her mom. Okay? She preferred to kill me in order to uphold that secret, but failed. And she knows it because I was in a 17-minute conversation with her from the previous day. I don't know how to put words together on text or be expressive on text that much, but maybe if I speak, people would understand things better and what truly went down. So I have decided to do a press conference today. What nerve. Please, any reputable personality should grant me an audience on live today, I will talk. So he is diluting the earlier confessions that he made, that he doesn't know how to express himself on text message. So he probably must have wrongly implicated himself, and now that he's ready to talk verbally. If somebody is accused of a crime as heavy as murder, are you supposed to be requesting press conference? Is social media the appropriate platform for you to prove your innocence? I don't understand what is giving Killer Boy this level of effrontery. Now, this is where he went head on, straight on, to blame Augusta, the late Augusta, and her mother, and claim to be the victim. He paints them as the villain and claims to be the victim. He says, "You cannot keep blackmailing me in private while selling lies to the public, twisting the narrative and wanting people to believe the lies and not how you and Augusta played and swindled me." He is now the victim, the person that was swindled, right? What do we call a pastor that pimps her daughter to men while in a relationship with me? He is now calling Augusta'S mother a pimp, a sex trader, and calling the late girl a prostitute. Should I talk about how you swindled me, played and set me up to be extorted and betrayed, despite all I did for the family? But let's leave that conversation for another day. Should I talk about the 3 sex tapes with 3 different men that was shot on me while we were in a relationship? I have them and you have them too. So why didn't you leave? If only this guy knows how inconsequential these accusations are in law. These are emotional and sentimental accusations that would hold no water, no weight at all in the court of law. Being an unfaithful girlfriend is not a recognized crime in the Constitution or in the criminal code. So are you hinging taking her life because she allegedly has 3 sex tapes? Is that the basis for murder now? Augusta tried to take my own life after I took her phone to read her messages with you. After I suspected foul play, she was ready to end my life to keep those secrets with her mom. If my hand didn't catch the knife, I would have been the dead one today. But God no be man. He has changed the whole narrative to self-defense, which is completely different from what he narrated the first time. My only regret was retaliating after catching that knife, which I feel bad about. And then he went ahead to release a voice note purportedly sent by Augusta'S mother to him. Crazy as it may seem, a lot of people believe Killer Boy that Augusta'S mother is indeed irresponsible. They were like, what kind of mother allows her 21-year-old young daughter roaming around half naked, traveling here and there without focus, no education, no proper job? You know, a mother that you have your daughter, your young daughter, that should still be under your nurturing and tutoring, moving around with a man of questionable source of income, and you just sat there enjoying the wealth and the glam. They have called her a very irresponsible mother who have contributed to her daughter's demise by her lack of wise counsel. Other people say, fine, even if she is that, she did not contribute directly to the passing of her child. So Killer Boy trying to rope her in it and make it seem like it was her fault that Augusta died or that he killed Augusta is just crazy and a way to escape guilt. Augusta'S mother has now taken to social media to pen a heartfelt tribute to her late daughter. She said, "Your killer said he murdered you exactly 2 months today. He said it was a mistake but left you to rot him, and immediately I discovered your body, he ran into social media to write rubbish, meaning he killed you on purpose. If it wasn't on purpose and intentionally, he won't still be running even after your burial. There is no peace for the weekend. Oster, kill your killer before you can rest. My mouth shakes when I'm talking. My hand shakes when I'm writing, and my breath leaves me gradually while thinking of not getting to hold you again. My mom, as I fondly called you, It is extremely difficult and painful to carry on without you. Night is long, and so is the day because of lack of your presence. Please pray for me if you love and care for me. And if you can help me get justice for my angel, please don't hesitate. My pieces is hard to gather up together again. Now that is the tribute that Mrs. Cordelia Okonie penned to her daughter. Now another major update on this case is that the Nigerian police through the Lagos State Command has now declared Killer Boy wanted, well as they should have a long time ago. I do hope that he turns himself in soonest, and if he doesn't, the Nigerian police should employ all the weapons in their arsenal to track him and have him extradited if he has left the country to atone for his crimes. Do let me know what you think about Killer Boy's new version of what happened that day and the whole allegation that it was self-defense. Do you believe the initial confession, or do you think that this must be the true state of things? A violent relationship, we found love in a hopeless place kind of relationship, and that Augusta might have pulled a knife on him and he had to defend himself. Let me get your thoughts down in the comment section. So guys, we have come to the end of today's video. As more and more updates on this case come to light, be sure that I will bring it to your notice. If you are not subscribed here, or if you're not subscribed to my personal channel, Neze Peperempe, don't forget to hit the subscribe button here and also go over there and subscribe on both channels. They are both very interesting, educative and informative. When you subscribe, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.